What if you could hike to the edge of an active volcano and then wander through green coffee plantations, all in just one day in Tanzania? This isn't just possible, it's everyday life. Whether you're dreaming of your next adventure or simply curious about Tanzania, stay with me. We'll explore fascinating facts about the country, then dive into its mirror-like lakes, historic cities, and endless horizons. So let's get into some fun facts about Tanzania. Tanzania, the largest country in East Africa, spans an impressive 945,000 square kilometers. It is home to Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest mountain at 5,895 meters. Known as the cradle of humankind, Tanzania's Olduvai Gorge has revealed fossils over 2 million years old, offering invaluable insights into early human history. The country boasts a rich cultural mosaic with over 120 ethnic groups, all unified by Swahili, the national language. Among its most iconic communities are the Maasai people, celebrated for their vibrant traditions and cattle herding culture. Tanzania's commitment to conservation is remarkable. Nearly 40% of its land is protected as national parks, reserves, or conservation areas. This helps safeguard unique wildlife, including the red colobus monkey and the Pemba flying fox, both of which are found only in this region. Agriculture also plays a vital role, with Tanzania ranking among Africa's largest producers of coffee and tea. The country gained independence from British colonial rule in 1961, marking the start of a new era in its history. Now, let's talk about Lake Natron, a true crimson jewel. Located in northern Tanzania, Lake Natron stretches across an ancient volcanic landscape. Its striking blood-red color comes from microscopic algae thriving in its extremely alkaline waters, where pH levels can reach 10.5. Temperatures in the lake can soar up to 60 degrees Celsius, making it one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The unique chemistry caused by volcanic ash rich in sodium carbonate and minerals creates natron, a compound once used by ancient Egyptians for mummification. Despite these harsh conditions, the lake is a crucial breeding ground for lesser flamingos. Up to 2.2 million birds gather here, feeding on spirulina algae. Their sheer numbers create one of Africa's most breathtaking wildlife spectacles. Surrounding the lake is the active Ol Doinyo Lengai volcano, whose ash continues to influence the water's chemistry. On Zanzibar's western shore lies Stone Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. For centuries, it has been a crossroads of African, Arab, Persian, Indian, and European influences. Its labyrinth of alleyways showcases these massive wooden doors, each one carved with intricate designs that once signified the owner's wealth and status. Coral stone buildings, carved balconies, sultans' palaces, and old merchant houses all tell stories of a vibrant past. The House of Wonders, or Beit al-Ajaib, is Zanzibar's tallest building and really stands out with its multi-level pillared balconies. It was actually the first building in the region to have electricity and, believe it or not, an elevator. Nearby, the old fort built by Omani Arabs way back in the 17th century reveals layers of history. It served as a defense against Portuguese invaders and later on, as a prison. A sea of golden grasslands stretches across northern Tanzania, covering nearly 15,000 square kilometers. The name Serengeti actually comes from the Maasai word Seringet, which means endless plains. This vast ecosystem hosts the Great Migration, where over 2 million wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles move in a circular pattern, always following the rains. During migration, the herds merge into massive columns that can stretch up to 40 kilometers. The park itself features a few distinct regions: the Serenera Valley with its acacia-dotted savanna, the Western Corridor where the Grumeti River shelters some massive crocodiles, and the Northern Plains which merge seamlessly with Kenya's Masai Mara. Lions are found here in unusually large prides, some with over 30 members, drawn by the abundance of prey. Unique geological features called kopjes, which are these ancient granite outcrops, dot the landscape, serving as natural lookout posts for predators and safe havens for smaller creatures. The Serengeti ecosystem is so significant that it's protected by multiple national parks and reserves across both Tanzania and Kenya. Mnemba Island, a tiny teardrop-shaped coral sanctuary off Zanzibar's northeastern coast, measures just 1.5 kilometers in circumference. Yet, it's surrounded by an oval reef system stretching nearly 4 kilometers. This coral atoll creates one of Africa's most spectacular diving sites, home to over 600 species of fish that dart through crystal-clear waters. Green sea turtles nest on its powder-white beaches between February and September, laying their eggs in the soft sand. The surrounding waters are also a breeding ground for bottlenose dolphins, often seen gliding in pods near the shore. The Mnemba Atoll, as the reef is known, forms a protected marine conservation area. Local fishermen here still use traditional methods, wooden dhows and hand lines, to practice their trade. The island itself is fringed by a shifting beach that changes with the tides, while its interior hosts an ancient coral rag forest, a rare ecosystem where trees have adapted to grow on fossilized coral. Mataruni Waterfall, tucked away in the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, is a hidden cascade plunging 80 meters into an emerald pool. It lies within the territory of the Chaga people, who have cultivated these fertile volcanic slopes for centuries. The journey to Mataruni passes through coffee plantations where bright red coffee cherries grow under the shade of banana trees. Local farmers still use traditional methods to process coffee, a practice handed down through generations. The waterfall's flow changes dramatically with the seasons, thundering with force during the rains, and trickling like a silver ribbon in the dry months. The deep pool at the base remains consistently cool, fed by streams descending from Kilimanjaro. The surrounding forest shelters a variety of birds and small primates, especially the black and white colobus monkey. The mist created by the waterfall nurtures a microclimate where ferns and orchids flourish. Ngorongoro Crater, the world's largest intact volcanic caldera, was formed when a massive volcano exploded and collapsed on itself around 3 million years ago. This natural amphitheater spans 20 kilometers across and plunges 600 meters deep, creating a unique ecosystem often called Africa's Garden of Eden. The crater floor contains diverse habitats: grasslands, swamps, forests, and Lake Magadi, a shallow soda lake that turns pink with thousands of flamingos. This variety supports around 25,000 large animals, making it one of the highest wildlife densities in Africa. Unlike the Serengeti, most animals here are permanent residents, including one of Tanzania's last populations of black rhinos. The crater walls act as a natural barrier, though elephants and giraffes sometimes navigate the steep slopes seasonally. The Maasai people still graze their cattle alongside wild animals, continuing traditions that predate the crater's protection. What makes Ngorongoro truly remarkable is its predator population, lions, leopards, and hyenas, living in unusually close proximity due to the confined space. Tanga City, an ancient port on Tanzania's northern coast, carries a history etched into its streets. Its name comes from the word for sail in many Bantu languages, reflecting its maritime heritage as a vital trading hub. The city's architecture tells the layered stories of different colonial periods, where German-built structures stand alongside British administrative buildings and traditional Swahili homes that line the older neighborhoods. The Tanga Harbor, naturally protected by the Tangap, made this city crucial during the spice trade era. Just outside the city, the Amboni Caves form East Africa's largest limestone cave complex, carved by ancient ocean waters. These caves hold archaeological evidence of human habitation dating back thousands of years and remain significant in local spiritual practices. The city is surrounded by sisal plantations, a legacy of German colonial times when Tanga became the world's largest sisal exporter. Along the coastline, ancient fish markets still operate as they have for centuries, where traditional dhows bring in their daily catch. Tarangire National Park is a wilderness dominated by ancient baobab trees, some over 1,000 years old, their massive trunks standing like giant sentinels across the landscape. The park's lifeblood is the Tarangire River, which flows northward, providing water when the surrounding areas have dried up. During the dry season between June and October, this permanent water source attracts one of Africa's largest concentrations of wildlife. The park hosts Tanzania's largest elephant population, with herds of up to 300 individuals gathering near the river. Unique to Tarangire are the tree-climbing pythons, which drape themselves over the branches of sausage trees. The landscape is dotted with termite mounds, some reaching heights of 4 meters, creating natural viewing platforms for small predators like mongooses. The park's swamps, tinged green year-round, support over 550 bird species, including Africa's largest flying bird, the Kori bustard. Between the ancient baobabs, the grasslands transform dramatically with the seasons, lush and green during the rains, golden and parched in the dry months. Kendwa Beach, a pristine stretch of white coral sand along Zanzibar's northern coast, remains untouched by the dramatic tidal variations that affect other island beaches. The water here maintains a constant depth throughout the day, creating ideal swimming conditions in the turquoise Indian Ocean. Unlike the East Coast beaches, Kendwa faces west, offering visitors spectacular sunsets as dhows sail across the horizon's golden light. The beach's unique orientation also protects it from the strong winds that sweep Zanzibar's eastern shores during the Kuzi monsoon season. Beneath the surface, coral gardens begin just a few meters from the shore, hosting colorful parrotfish and starfish. Local fishermen still practice traditional methods, setting out at dawn in wooden dhows that have barely changed in design for centuries. The beach's soft sand is composed of tiny fragments of coral ground down over millennia by ocean waves. At night, the water often sparkles with bioluminescent plankton, creating natural light shows in the gentle waves. Moshi and Kilimanjaro form a vibrant gateway town nestled at the foot of Africa's highest peak. Mount Kilimanjaro's snow-capped summit looms 5,895 meters above sea level. Moshi's streets bustle with mountain guides, coffee traders, and farmers, earning it the title of Tanzania's coffee capital. The mountain itself is made up of three extinct volcanoes, Kibo, Mawenzi, and Shira. Kibo hosts the famous ice-capped peak, though its glaciers have shrunk by over 80% in the last century. Kilimanjaro creates its own weather system, trapping moisture that feeds the surrounding rainforest. This results in 5 distinct ecological zones, from tropical rainforest at the base through heath and moorland to alpine desert, and finally the Arctic summit. Coffee plantations thrive in the fertile volcanic soils around Moshi, where beans grow at perfect altitudes in the mountain's shadow. The local Chaga people have lived on these slopes for centuries, developing an intricate network of irrigation canals. During clear dawns, Kilimanjaro's peak reflects the rising sun, creating the phenomenon known as the Crown of Africa. Despite being near the equator, the summit remains snow-covered year-round, though climate change now threatens this eternal ice cap. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's largest city, stretches along the calm waters of the Indian Ocean. It's a metropolis of skyscrapers rising above historic German colonial buildings, and its name means haven of peace in Arabic, which, really reflects its origins as a quiet fishing village before becoming East Africa's most important port. In the city center stands the iconic Askari Monument, a bronze statue commemorating African troops who fought in World War I. Nearby, the Gothic-style St. Joseph's Cathedral towers over bustling streets. Kariakou Market, housed in a German-built structure, forms the city's commercial heart, where traders deal in everything from spices to textiles. Along the waterfront, the Kivukoni Fish Market comes alive at dawn as wooden dhows arrive with their fresh catch. The city's architecture reflects its layered history: Swahili-style houses in Kivukoni, Indian temples in Upanga, and modern glass towers in Oyster Bay. The Tinga Tinga art movement also originated here, characterized by vibrant paintings that have become a symbol of Tanzanian art worldwide. Meet the alkaline lake shores like Lake Manyara, which stretch along the base of the Great Rift Valley's western escarpment. This creates a unique ecosystem where land and water meet. The park is famous for its tree-climbing lions, who have developed this unusual behavior, maybe to escape the heat or to survey their territory from above. The groundwater forest supports one of Africa's highest densities of elephants per square kilometer, while troops of olive baboons, sometimes hundreds strong, forage along the forest edges. The lake itself can cover up to 200 square kilometers during the wet season, but shrinks dramatically in the dry season, transforming into a mirror-like salt flat. Vast flocks of flamingos gather here, creating pink ribbons along the shoreline as they filter tiny algae from the alkaline waters. The forest canopy hosts Africa's highest density of hornbills, their distinctive calls echoing through the trees. Hot springs bubble up near the lake's southern end, evidence of the area's volcanic history. Nungwi Beach, a vibrant fishing village turned beach paradise, lies at Zanzibar's northernmost tip. Here, two currents merge to create constantly calm turquoise waters. The beach's unique location at the island's tip means it is barely affected by Zanzibar's dramatic tides, keeping the ocean accessible for swimming throughout the day. Traditional dhow building still takes place here, with skilled craftsmen using age-old techniques to construct wooden vessels without blueprints or power tools. The Manyara Marine Turtle Conservation Pond sits just behind the beach, where injured sea turtles are rehabilitated before being released back into the ocean. At sunset, the horizon fills with white sails as fishing dhows return home. The beach's coral reefs lie close to shore, creating natural aquariums where parrotfish and angelfish dart through crystal-clear waters. Local women continue to practice seaweed farming in the shallows during low tide, maintaining a tradition that is centuries old. Arusha, a bustling gateway city, rests in the shadow of Mount Meru, Africa's fifth highest peak. Known as Tanzania's safari capital, Arusha sits exactly halfway between Cairo and Cape Town along the old Cape to Cairo road. Its location near major national parks has made it the headquarters of the East African community, and it once hosted the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. The Maasai Market showcases Tanzania's cultural diversity, where bright fabrics and intricate beadwork tell stories of different tribes. The city's clock tower was once claimed to be the midpoint between the Cape of Good Hope and Cairo, though modern measurements dispute this. The Tanzania Natural History Museum houses preserved specimens that document the discovery of early human ancestors at Olduvai Gorge. Surrounding the city are numerous coffee plantations where Arabica beans thrive in the rich volcanic soils at the base of Mount Meru. Zanzibar, a tropical archipelago off Tanzania's coast, is steeped in history where African, Arab, Indian, and European influences have mingled for over a millennium. The main island, Unguja, was once the world's largest producer of cloves, earning it the name Spice Island. Ancient mariners even used its distinctive aroma to navigate from miles away. The island's heart lies in its spice plantations where cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom grow in the same soils that made sultans wealthy centuries ago. The waters surrounding Zanzibar host vibrant coral gardens, particularly off Mnemba Island, which support more than 500 marine species. The island's architecture reflects its diverse past. Persian bathhouses stand beside Indian traders' mansions, while carved Zanzibari doors blend African, Arab, and Indian designs. The Jozani forest in the island's center protects the rare red colobus monkey found nowhere else on Earth. Offshore, traditional dhows still follow ancient trade routes, their triangular sails a living testament to maritime traditions that predate European exploration. Ngorongoro, a tranquil city nestled at the foot of the Uluguru Mountains, offers one of Tanzania's most striking natural backdrops. The mountain's name comes from the Luguru people, who have cultivated these slopes for generations using sophisticated terracing techniques. The city serves as Tanzania's agricultural heartland with vast sisal plantations stretching across the surrounding plains. Ngorongoro's agricultural research centers have made it a hub for developing drought-resistant crops. The Uluguru Nature Reserve protects rare species like the Uluguru bush shrike, found nowhere else in the world. Though the city still runs along the old Central Line Railway, built during German colonial times, its station remains standing as a reminder of the region's trading history. Local markets overflow with produce from mountain farms, where traditional irrigation systems dating back centuries still function. Sokoine University of Agriculture, one of East Africa's premier agricultural institutions, continues to drive innovation in farming practices. Now that we've explored Tanzania's incredible treasures, from the towering heights of Mount Kilimanjaro to the cultural richness of the Maasai people, it's your turn to decide. Which of these amazing experiences would you dive into first? If Tanzania's wonders have inspired you, don't forget to subscribe for more adventures.